Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today guys, we're going to be taking a look at XRP and specifically the price action, do a little bit of technical analysis here and keep everyone up to date with the most recent moves when it comes to XRP. Guys, if you find this video useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, then do subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will not miss another XRP update. Right, with that said, done out of the way, let's jump into this TA and see exactly what is going on here with XRP. Now, we're actually going to just zoom out a little bit. We'll get into what's going on with the hourly in a moment. We're going to really focus in on what is going on with this weekly chart to start with. And really review, the progress of things that has been going on, right? So we have got a Fibonacci retracement tool over here. This is running from the all-time high down to the bear market low, okay? This actually then indicates that we're going to be looking for about 1,000% gain on the current position, which moves us to about $15.91, so just shy of that $16 range and price prediction. So again, a pretty good surge to the upside. Again, this is something that I think would have to occur once settlements come in. If settlement doesn't come in, then there's a different Fibonacci which will have a slightly different target associated with it, and I'll get into that in a moment. If the settlement does come in, and I do think it's going to be a settlement in the end, the lawsuit kind of comes to a close, and I think $16 is a very realistic price target and price expectation for XRP. And on that note, it's also important that we acknowledge that market capitalization will have no bearing on price discovery. Market capitalization is a very basic calculation, which is, of course, the last sold price for XRP and multiplied by the circulating supply. What market cap is, or is not, I should say, is the amount of money that's gone into a project. It is not the amount of liquidity inside a project, and it does not represent the value of a project. It only represents the last sold price. So it's a price metric, if you will. Okay, so it is not going to be a barrier to price discovery. There are two things that matter when it comes to discovering price when pushing the price of XRP to the upside. One is the circulating supply. Has it been kind of locked up? Is it tied up somewhere? Is it out of circulation? Or is it readily available, ready to be sold, and ready to be dumped on the market? Right, in the case of Jed McCaleb. So obviously, knowing where the supply is, knowing if there's a squeeze on it, really helps push the price to the upside if there is a squeeze on that supply. So obviously, in order to really see good and decent price discovery, we need to see people not wanting to sell XRP, okay? And there are obviously the XRP community who do this. They obviously have very clear targets set out in their minds, and by hodling that supply means that there is going to be less supply available to buy. Okay, so that's part one. Part two, the second thing that you need to have when it comes to price discovery is demand. In order to have the demand, we need to see people FOMOing in, right? And we need to see good things happening around the project. And until this lawsuit comes to an end, i.e. settlement, I don't think you're going to see FOMO for XRP. I think there's going to be speculation around a settlement coming at some point, which will start the fueling of FOMO. But once the settlement comes in and once there's some form of clarity, even if it is just XRP as a security for some bizarre reason, even if that does happen, then ultimately what you'll find is that the clarity is there and people will FOMO in because at least they know where they stand. At the moment, you don't know, and there is a lawsuit. It's a bit difficult, right? But that being said, that is what's going to get you to that $16 price target. And again, above and beyond that, if Ripple starts to line up all their kind of partners and things that want to start utilizing it because there's finally clarity on XRP, and this again could have a profound effect on the price because the demand will outmeet the supply, okay, and that will squeeze the supply so tight that the price will just surge dramatically to the upside. So lots of positive things to come, I believe, and for XRP, right? And I think there's a limited amount of risk really associated with it at this point because win, lose, draw, settle, it doesn't matter. The prices will surge up. We've seen this time and time again. People will FOMO in looking for easy gains to be made once that kind of clarity is given one way or another. So overall, $15.91 is our kind of target there, but it would require settlement in my opinion. With that being said, we can obviously see good amount of recovery at the moment. Again, moving quite well. Again, overbought on our stochastic RSI, so again, moving nicely there. Now, when we actually drop this down into our daily, and we just expand this up this is where we get the different Fibonacci. This is one based on the current performance. So just no settlement, just currently performing the way that it has been. This actually shows us moving up to $5.58. So again, a pretty significant position and price kind of expectation based on the current performance, right? So just based on the current performance alone, this is a very interesting kind of price target, okay? A little north of the all-time high, but not too far. And again, that's the 4.236 extension based on current performance. But basically, lawsuit doesn't end, but the bull run does end. This is where I think we're likely to see XRP kind of landing, okay? So there's a bit of a difference between those two. I think this comes with uncertainty and people kind of willing to kind of take the risk and to FOMO in a little bit. You will push the price up to that kind of $5.58. But if we do get that kind of settlement and kind of clarity one way or another, I think it'll be $16. Okay, so two scenarios there when it comes to the price of XRP. Now, most recently, what we're fighting up against on this daily chart right here is, of course, our Fibonacci areas. Now, we actually surged past our 702 key area for us with a back testing on this today. Okay, so again, we went past the 702, pushing back down, testing it and turning it into a support line, and then hopefully gearing up enough momentum to get past our 786. We can see that we're heading up into the overbought area. This is a good sign. We've been up here before, and we've been up here for quite a few days. We actually entered this previously on the 23rd of July, and we didn't leave it until the 16th of August, so we know that we can be up here for some time. So looking at this, back testing here, it could allow us to get past that 786, and that's going to be a big bull signal taking us to the next few levels. So everything on that is looking pretty good, right? But the most interesting stuff really comes in when we take a look at what's going on with our hourly chart. Okay, let me just zoom out a tad and show you what's been going on here. I did draw this one up. I think Chris actually dropped this on Twitter yesterday. But basically, we had this downward trend over here. We were talking about this triangular wedge forming with our support line. We broke to the upside. A new trend was forming to the upside. And basically, there was also this upward trend, but also on the lower bound, right? So we end up with this kind of parallel channel. And so we get the first area of resistance testing on the 618 area of the Fibonacci retracement tool. Also, our trend line was formed at this point just here. We then kind of pulled back, and then we retested this trend line just up here, and confirming that this trend had been in fact started, and we are moving to the upside. We then tested this area of resistance again on the trend line, but also at our $1.33 resistance line, okay? So again, those two things came together, we retested it, and we pushed back down, and we were testing our lower support level here, but also running along our 618 Fibonacci retracement tool, okay? So the previous area of resistance that we were rejected from, we pushed up, and then we confirmed that this is now a support line for us in line with our support of our upward trend. We then started to push back up, finding resistance just up here at the 702, and then we broke through the 702 Fibonacci retracement area. This is where Bitcoin then had a pullback, pulling us back down, but again, we surged right back up, retesting our support of our 702. And again, we can see that happening right now as well, just over here. So again, all in all, we're retesting this. We're back down in the oversold area on this hourly chart. Everything for XRP looks like it's going to be surging back to the upside, where we are going to probably get rejected from the 786. And I say this because our upward trend line here is something that's been quite strong for us, okay? And basically our 702 would be putting us right there on our trend line as well. So imagine a rejection, a brief one before coming back down, retesting this potential area as a support line, so $1.39. I'm going to quickly just mark that up with a horizontal ray. Where are we? Horizontal ray. I'm going to just quickly mark up this area. So $1.39, right? So my anticipation here would be that we would basically surge up towards the 786, rejected back down to $1.39, and then we surge on up, okay? Eventually, we will look to break this trend line to the upside, but right now, I don't think we quite have the momentum to do so. That being said, though, I think once we are past that 786 in a nice strong way, that's where we're going to start seeing a really good strong surge of price discovery for XRP. So lots of fantastic things are happening here with XRP. Good recovery now on the cards. And again, you know, we are heating up things as well with the lawsuit as well. Everything with Ripple and the SEC is doing what you kind of would expect it to. So again, I still think settlement. I think we're going to see some interesting prices discovered for XRP over the next few months for sure. So guys, hopefully you have found this brief update for XRP useful and informative. If you have, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, then do subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here. With this said, said, done, and out of the way. I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.